So I finally unlocked the guard dog for the arc thrower, and I've got two maps here, two videos that I've uploaded. This is the first one versus the Illuminate. The second one is versus the bots, and we are running it kind of an arc build. We're running the arc thrower, the Tesla tower here, the arc thrower guard dog. I was just trying to test it out and see how useful it is. The arc thrower is my favorite weapon, and we're doing solo Deathless runs. So never have used the arc thrower guard dog until this video, and I have a pretty good opinion about it after doing two solo Deathless runs. And as you'll see in this video, it has some use. I don't know if it's the best guard dog. I would say all of the guard dogs are very useful, but I've heard that it was useless, and I would definitely disagree that it's useless. I think it's very effective. So we're running the arc thrower. It's my favorite weapon. If you're an arc thrower user, you're either an arc thrower user or not. So my idea was to have double arc throwers because the damage is kind of low on the arc thrower, but it does stun, it has decent range, and it has the ability to chain. So what I've noticed about the arc thrower guard dog is that it has a lot slower of a fire rate. Like, it doesn't fire as fast as the arc thrower. It doesn't have the range as the arc thrower has, but it seems to chain more. Okay, you'll see in this video that I've had a shot with the arc thrower guard dog. It chains 9 times, which obviously the arc thrower can't do that. The arc thrower guard dog chains 9 times. It seems to have at the end of it, it's hard to see when I'll have a clip here in a minute where I slowed it down. It seems to have like a blitzer effect at the end where it kind of spreads out. It's almost like it does a shotgun effect, and I'm not 100% certain that's actually how it gets them more kills. It may just be from pure chaining, but I have seen it like shotgun out at the end of its shot, and I don't know, I've got to use it more. I find it the most useful. I find the arc thrower in general the most useful versus the Illuminate and then the bots both, just because it's able to hit the flying targets, and against the bots it's able to target the weak points like the eyes and chain enemies from shooting you and stunning the enemies. Against the bugs, it's a little too slow for my liking, and in group settings, yes. And here's the chain I'm talking about right there. Boom. 9. And you see that little shotgun effect there at the end. It's very, very useful. We're also running on this build, the Scorcher, which is, in my opinion, one of the best weapons for the Illuminate, because it takes down the flesh mobs really easy. It takes down the stingrays really easy. You cannot effectively take down stingrays with the arc thrower. It is doable, yes, you can hit them, but it just takes too long. You need to be able to take it down in one, at the most 2 flybys, 2 passovers, or you're going to be in a world of trouble. So the arc thrower is overall a good solid weapon because it attacks the boatless very effectively, and it kills the flying overseers and overseers in general very effectively. I think it's usually 4 hits. It's probably 3 hits now because of the arc thrower guard dog getting in a hit. So the machine gun sentry is very effective. Like what I did right here, I just kind of threw it on this hill. I saw some people following, and just let it do work. It will kill everything. It has a low cooldown. It's very effective. Also, I believe I have the Tesla tower. The Tesla tower is amazing. I'm running the arc armor because I got so frustrated at the Tesla tower accidentally, or even in the map. There are Tesla towers in the actual maps. That's not yours. That surround the encampments, and it will one-shot you. So I'm running the arc defense armor, and it's a good armor to use. You can use whatever you want to use, but like I was talking about on the bug front, I like the blitzer because it's faster, and I like gas. The gas dog, um, the gas dog rover, and I haven't really fully given it. I've used it. I used the arc dog once. I haven't given it a full run for its money, but the gas dog is very good. The last solo Deathless run I had against the bugs, actually, I'll probably upload the video. It's actually a stealth run with 4. I used stealth armor and 4 barrages. It was very unique. Very unique. But it was solo Deathless, so the bugs are basically, they just overwhelm you. There's no shooting, it's just bugs in your face, bugs in your face. You pretty much have to run the whole time. And there's a few different builds that I like to use, but in this clip, I'm trying to just make space here. Gotta get the watcher down. Gotta take these overseers down, and that machine gun sentry did some work there to take that harvester down. Harvesters are not too bad. If you hit them with the ultimatum, usually one shot will kill them. The arc thrower can kill them. I think it does more damage if you shoot the arc thrower at their eye, but that's not always possible. So what I really wanted to do was to see how long it took to kill a harvester with the arc thrower and the arc thrower guard dog, and if that made it more feasible, then that would be a good combination to run. The arc thrower guard dog, I think, needs a few improvements, and the improvements are the following. For one, yes, I know it's a mini arc thrower, but it needs more range. It needs to have the regular arc thrower range, because the Liberator guard dog, it does as much damage as the regular Liberator. The laser guard dog has like infinite fire rate. The gas guard dog just makes everything unable to reach you. Why is the arc thrower guard dog the only one that does not match the arc thrower weapon? Yes, you say, well, it's a support weapon. I get that. Okay. But I will agree with you there. Just make the arc thrower guard dog have a little more range. If it doesn't need to have the 55 meter range, that's fine. You give it 40. I don't know what it actually is. It just feels like you have to be really close. And then increase the fire rate just a little bit. It doesn't have to fire as fast as your arc thrower. And maybe they're making up for that because it has the extra chaining ability. But it would feel, to me, a little better if you gave it those functions. And the argument is, okay, it chains way better, and it doesn't have to go to the backpack to reload. I get that. So, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually, anytime you can do a solo Deathless run, and you say, okay, this weapon is doing some work, like it is right now, it's doing a lot of work. Look at it. That you have a good support stratagem to bring. I would say it's good. I'd say it's good. After 2 runs with it, it's good. It's not great. It's good. I need a lot more practice with it. I like it. Of course, Obviously, I'm kind of biased because I like arc and I like lightning. I missed the old arc thrower when you first started the game. When the first game came out, it did not stun, I don't think, but it was super fast. You can put out a lot of DPS with it. I'm not even talking about the broken stuff where it could kill bile titans and stuff. I'm talking about just a fast cast rate. And I wish they would bring out some more arc weapons. I've tried the arc. I have tried the arc. What is it? Grenade launcher. God. And I know that it was bugged. Apparently, it was bugged. And if you were using it in a group, it was super OP. But if you're using it solo, it felt like shit. And it feels like shit solo. I've done everything. I've tried to do solo Deathless runs with it and not throw my controller through the wall. The best functionality I've had with it is using the hover pack and flying up in the air and then shooting down. But the reload speed is absolute garbage. The reload speed's absolute garbage with that. So it takes so long to actually reload, and it makes it feel so weak. And the damage itself is not great. It's not great. I saw videos where people use the weapon and were killing people or killing things very effectively, and I know that it was in a group setting, and I know people talked about it being bugged and doing more damage in a group, and I don't know if they've patched that, but typically I don't play in a group. Every now and then I do, because I don't want to, if I just want to relax, I'll play in a group and run like the supply pack, and just for whatever, really. But if I'm really trying to focus on getting the mission complete by myself, the weapon felt pretty weak. I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. It's really cool. But I don't want to just fire and not do a whole lot of damage and then have to reload constantly. And it takes so long to reload. But that's beside the case. I don't know how the balancing of this game will be in the future. The arc thrower, in my opinion, it's not in a great spot. It's in an okay spot. It's in a decent spot. I wish that it did have a faster fire rate or a little more damage. It's not a huge deal. If they would just fix it to where the targeting never missed, it would be great. Like if they fixed it to where you couldn't target the ground or any obstructions, that would be great, because it does misfire a lot. And I'm pretty good with them. I'm really good with the arc thrower. I'm really good at using the speed of the arc thrower. But if it had like an alternate fire rate to where maybe it didn't stun and you wanted to use the old school faster speed, that would be cool. To have like a different version of it to where you could go back and use the old school version. No stun, just fast speed. That way you can alternate back and forth. That would be awesome. And in this clip right here, we are summoning the Tesla tower to just shut down that choke point over there. I don't want anybody coming from that range. And while we go in here with the Scorcher, which absolutely demolishes this objective. A lot of times you can do these disruptors and get overwhelmed, but I like to drop like a sentry outside of it and then go in and just destroy them fairly easily. The worst thing about the eliminate missions is if you get overwhelmed either by enemies or just by letting the watchers summon in their warp ships or summon in their drop ships, you can easily get overwhelmed. But the arc thrower is pretty decent at taking out the watchers. So like I said, the only thing is the obstructions. And here we have a harvester. And this is a perfect opportunity for me to test the arc thrower guard dog and arc thrower combination to see how long it takes to kill it. And there it shoots it once, but we got to take these other guys out first, but just because we don't want them to come attack us. But my guard dog is kind of distracted, so I'm just trying to keep this harvester stunned in place. And here is where you see the true weakness of the arc thrower. It just does not do a whole lot of damage versus super heavy units. Yes, it can damage everything, which is great. It has heavy pin, but it will not do a lot of damage versus enemies like chargers, bile titans, harvesters, anything else that's very heavy doesn't do a lot of damage. And right now we have illuminate ships coming. We did destroy the harvester, so it can get the job done. So yes, that's great. It's my favorite weapon. Yes, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but it does take a little more time. It's not bad if you can just solely focus an enemy like I just did, but if you can't and you have a lot of stuff running around, it's going to feel very weak. And I dropped the Tesla tower there because the Tesla tower against the Illuminate is probably, I've read that it's the most underused sentry, one of the most underused, but it's the best sentry. One of the best sentries other than machine gun sentry, maybe Gatling sentry. But it's one of the best sentries to use versus the Illuminate because it's very tanky. It can kill multiple flesh mobs. It can stun. Everything it hits, it does crazy damage. I believe it does more damage than the arc thrower. So, and in a situation like this where we're trying to take out a heavy base, usually my goal is to run in, throw thermite, shoot the ultimatum, and just get out. If there's a warp ship summon, then so be it. I'll throw down my sentries, I'll shoot my arc thrower, whatever the case may be. And you can see how effective the arc thrower is and the arc thrower guard dog both. The only thing it's not that effective against is the flesh mobs, but the Scorcher makes quick work of the flesh mobs. It usually takes a clip and then a couple more shots. But if you have a guard dog, it usually takes a clip to kill a flesh mob. So, very effective. Bring the Scorcher if you're using the arc thrower, because you have to have a way of killing the flying stingray things and the flesh mobs. It's like right here, you have to have a way of killing that. And in this case, if you ever have a situation where you start a map and it's one of these maps like this, go and find the Seif SAM site first, because especially if it's in the middle of the map, then you're doing work. It will take down those stingrays very quickly. It will even take down the Illuminate warp ships incoming very effectively. I would really like to take down the Seif SAM site and the Seif artillery shell side objective really early, just to have that gone. Like the Seif artillery one can be tougher than a main objective if you let it. But in a lot of cases, it's one of the easier ones. It just really depends on where it's at and what situation loads. I mean, if the shells load close to the load site, then it's not that bad. In the next video uploaded versus the bots, you'll also see a lot of effective arc thrower usage. So if you want to see that, then just stay tuned. We have another video uploading with the arc thrower versus the bot. So I typically run something specifically to take out like long range targets. Like you have a lot of different things, like the sickle can take out very effectively, liberator can take out very effectively the watchers from a long distance. Anything with a scope that's decent, that don't have a lot of recoil. The arc thrower obviously is a good technique, but if you're in a wooded or anything like trees and stuff, it makes it very hard. You can easily get overwhelmed by watchers and dropships. So in this open world area map here, It's very effective at taking them down. You see them easily, you spot them, you destroy them with the arc thrower very easily. The Liberator guard dog helps a lot with killing them. It will turn and fire on them very fast, so that's very effective. I think in this situation right here, what we're going to do is go ahead and go for the main mission, get the black box, and take it to the launch site. We may sneak around in here and see if we can clear the area out. A lot of times I like to go into an area that I'm not going to be at in the moment just to clear it out, go get another objective, and when I come back, the main objective that I was doing is clear it out more. And as you see, I'm getting many kills right here. So I threw that in there, and I said, let's soften this up just a little bit, not a whole lot, just soften it up just a little bit. I'm still getting kills from it. And then I'll go get the black box, and when I come back, I will have an area that's a lot more softened up. And when I threw that in there, that was the main objective area. That can be kind of aggravating. And then since I'm using the machine gun sentry, and since I'm using the Tesla tower sentry, they have some very low cooldowns. So by the time I get back, or even the time I get to my objective, they will have almost been off of cooldown, and I can use them again. That's why I love those sentries. My favorite sentries versus the Illuminate are the two that I'm using now. My favorite sentries versus the bots, I think sentries versus Illuminate and sentries versus bots are the most effective build. Versus the bots, I like the autocannon and rocket sentry. Against bugs, I don't like sentries so much, but just because they get destroyed a lot. I tend to favor like more orbital things, more destruction than just stationary targets. So I saw a harvester there in the back. Like I said earlier, sentries come up quick. The machine gun is back up, and we're going to go ahead and throw that guy down. We have a harvester here. Now, I'm going to take this harvester out. I do not want it to have any impact on my mission. We had a free rail cannon strike there, and then I had a siege artillery that I summoned in, and then with the arc thrower, we're able to arc thrower a machine gun sentry and the arc thrower guard dog. We're able to take that whole patrol out very effectively. I like the orbital rail cannon strike. It typically has too long of a cooldown for me. If the orbital rail cannon strike had 2 uses and had a little bit less cooldown, I would probably run it a lot, because it's an on-demand EAT. It's an on-demand quasar shot. It's that you don't have to really aim. It aims for you. It aims for the largest target. I would really like that, and I think a lot of people would like that. But if it's only 1 use and it has a long cooldown, no. I'd rather just bring the quasar or something like that. And I've talked about multi-faction and a lot of things like that, but the quasar is very good. It's very good versus the bots, and it's very good versus even the Illuminate. I got to where I can basically, anytime I see a harvester, I blow the leg off of it in one shot. You just blow the leg off in one shot. Versus other things, probably not as useful. I would give it like a S rating in bots. Against Illuminate, it's probably, I don't know, I'd still say it's A minus, because it doesn't have a whole lot of functionality like it does versus the bots. The bots, it destroys fabricators, it destroys all the turrets and everything else shooting at you. There's not a whole lot of functionality. Yes, you can one-shot a Stingray like here easily. So I'd still say it's in the bugs. Yes, it's top tier. One shot in Bile Titans, one shot in Chargers, Behemoths, Impalers. But I don't usually bring it versus the bugs because you have to play in a group. Yes, you can play whatever, but solo you have to play. It just really depends on my mood. Bugs will piss you off for sure. So I tend to, when I play the bugs, to actually play more objective based playing. If I see a Bile Titan, boom, ultimatum. Um, I like to destroy enemies with a large amount of widespread destruction, like orbital barrages. Just because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. You don't want to get overwhelmed. You got to keep moving. There would never be an opportunity like this where I just sat there and shot one enemy on the book front. There would not. So you have to change your style. It takes a lot of experience to be able to effectively solo Deathless different fronts. So now we've made it to the main objective, and like I said, it's a lot more cleared out than what it would have been if I hadn't have thrown those 2 sentries in earlier. And now we're using the arc thrower to do work. We're using the arc thrower guard dog to do work, and we're trying to get the objective done. This is one of the harder objectives to just get done because of the enemies that come after you when you're doing it. But between me and my guard dog, and right there you saw a little blitzer activity. Did you see that? A little shotgun from the guard dog. And I don't know if it has a multi-functionality, but that it could fire a blitzer shot or it could fire a arc thrower shot. If that's the case, that's fucking amazing. That's fucking cool as fuck. And I really liked this run that I had here because anytime you're using arc, that's awesome. Now, obviously, I would love to use the arc in the jump pack. And I have a solo Deathless arc jump pack versus the bot YouTube channel. The solo Deathless jump pack arc thrower is fun, but the only problem with that is you have to be in a map to where really you're able to move effectively in between targets, and just you got to keep moving. I get the jump pack. If you get sniped for one moment, you're dead on the bot. It's like something you don't see. You get boom, you're dead. So I really like the explosive resistance armor. And here, right here, you see that's why I brought the Tesla armor. Just for that reason. And we dropped the Tesla tower there to be a choke point from these ships. And it's honestly, I want to tell you something. It's as effective as an orbital napalm barrage. When you see that, you drop that down right there, and you just keep getting kills and kills and kills. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying. It's very effective. And in this situation, we're getting late into the map. We got our main mission done. We got to destroy this last illuminate ship. We got a harvester on our ass. We got people shooting at us. We have no grenades. We have no ultimatum. So we're going to destroy this shield, and I'm thinking, how am I going to destroy this? Well, I'm going to throw a Seaf explosive underneath it to hope that gets it. And we're almost out of SIM, so I'm not trying to fight here. I'm low on supplies, so I want to get away and resupply, and boom, that just destroys it very effectively. And that was a very intense moment in this match, that we were able to survive from. Now, all we need to do is head north, destroy the last Illuminate encampment, and then extract, and we will be good to go. And they put out a poll recently that said, what is your favorite faction to fight against? And I like all three, I do. I think solo, I think I like to fight the Illuminate the most, honestly. Not because it's the easiest or because it's whatever. I just like the faction. I think I'm more primarily a bot player. And I do like fighting the bots. That's a close for me. It's like very close to what I like. The bugs, I I like fighting the bugs. They can be a little bit more frustrating for me, and it's kind of against my style because I don't believe the arc throwers. Like if I can use the arc thrower effectively and still solo, I've soloed a lot with the arc thrower on bots and illuminate. But against the bug front, it's a little harder in my opinion because it's so slow on the rate of fire and you have so many enemies. The blitzer though, I usually use the blitzer a lot or something else. The halt is amazing versus the bugs, but it's kind of gimmicky because you just basically freeze them and run on. Anything that stuns is effective. Um, Usually on the bot and illuminate front, you can usually take out just about anything you want to fight. Against the bugs, sometimes it's overwhelming to try to take out all enemies, and you don't have enough supply solo, so you have to strategically use things to get to your next objective. So a lot of times that means running to another location to fight there and fight on multiple fronts. You don't have to do that a lot on bots and illuminate. You just kind of you see them and you just take them out. And sometimes you do, but generally, and the arc thrower is an amazing weapon for that because you can get multiple kills from aiming, and you hit somebody up front, and it changes the back. And against like the bots, the Hulks and stuff like that, even the new War Striders, you still knock them, and you're still doing damage to people behind them. The arc thrower guard dog is still doing damage to people behind them. You don't have people trying to, like the bugs will circle around you, and once they get close to you, they do massive damage. My God, you don't have that a lot. So, I'm still working on it though. I would like to do some arc thrower. Yes, it is very good though versus them if you like. But if you're trying to do it all by yourself, it's a unique experience. Can be done though. Can be done. I've done it. But I like other things a little better. Like the blitzer lets you just run. You can keep run, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot. Basically, at that fast, run, shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot. If you have like the gas dog, things will stay off of you. And then when you have heavies come up, just fire your ultimatum, throw a thermite at them, and then you will use your orbital destruction, your whatever eagle, whatever, just to be able to destroy lots of mobs. And in this situation here, we're going to fight for a little bit. We have everything done. I didn't know what I wanted to do here, so I wanted to fight for a little bit here, and then just to get my kill rate up, and then we will head to extraction. We still have 7 minutes. I think that I may let the 7 minutes expire so that I can kind of stealth to extraction, which is a good way of getting out Deathless. We want to make sure we take care of any washers, any flesh mobs. We still have some enemies coming, so we will be able to use our arc thrower effectively. And if you like the arc thrower, you can tell me your experiences with it. You can tell me what you think about it, if it needs a buff, or if you think it's in a perfect state of mind, a perfect state of play, I would say. And then tell me your experiences with the arc thrower guard dog. Because I really like the arc thrower guard dog, and I really want to get more experience with it. See, I stopped playing for, I don't know, a couple months because I was playing Elden Ring Night Rain, which I still play. And I came back after a couple of war bonds released, just to have to unlock all this, like arc thrower war bond, not arc thrower war bond, the art war bond, and the most recent war bond that has the warp pack. Is that what it's called? And I've almost got that one unlocked. I just have to That's the last item I need, is that warp pack. So I'm going to speed this next clip up just a little bit. Because right pretty much where we are just destroying these watchers and things, and trying to get our supplies and stuff like that back. And I want to go over and find a spot that's pretty safe to hide, just to be able to extract stealthily. But we're going to encounter a little bit of a small fight. I see a lot of harvester patrols up in the mountains, so I wanted to get away from the mountains and come over here to the wall, which is a very safe spot to be, but eventually we will have patrols come through and we will have to fight. So I wanted to speed this up just a little bit. Then I want to throw down my sentries here and have this fight be as easy as possible. So we're speeding that up just a little bit, and then we'll go back to regular speed right here. And now our biggest objective now is just to safely extract. We got this watcher here that is very annoying. And I don't know if you know this, but the watchers can go through walls. So if you see their line of sight like that, do not think that you're safe, because eventually they will go through a wall and see you. So with that being said, we're able to destroy that one. And we have another one, it looks like. Hopefully we can get him destroyed. But if you ask what weapons are better versus the Illuminate in a solo situation and an arc thrower, there's a lot of weapons. I don't know if they're better, but you can use, a lot of times I don't even run a support weapon. You just find a MG43 on the ground. It will kill a lot of things, especially if your aim is good. Kill harvesters, it will kill stingrays, it will kill everything. And there's an example right there of that Sam site being close to the extraction point. That's beautiful. I love it when it's in the middle of the map. If it's off to the side or the corners, you're only going to get that little bit of coverage in the corners. But if it's in the middle, you get that great all-around coverage, that radius. And then if the extraction's in the middle, that will help a lot with flying things. But, like, yeah, don't even run a support weapon. Just pick something and then go find an MG43 or go find whatever. There's a lot of support weapons laying on the ground that are easily findable. But if you want to bring something, the Stalwart's good. The Stalwart's very good. The MG43 is good. Even the heavy machine gun is very, very good. It destroys everything. The Wasp, amazing. The Wasp is amazing. It will allow you to destroy things very quickly from a long distance away. It will two-tap. No, excuse me. It will one-tap the Overseers. It will one-tap Watchers. It will four-tap the Flesh Mobs. And then Stingrays are down in like 1 or 2 shots. Harvesters, it usually takes a clip, or it takes like a clip and a half. It takes like a reload and a half. But it's still very good. You could run something like that. You could run like the Wasp and then run 3 sentries. It's always effective. You can run 2 sentries and run like an orbital napalm barrage for like the Illuminate drops. Or you could run a Eagle 500K. But there's a lot of different setups to run, man. The arc thrower I like a lot because it's just a standard. It's like a primary weapon. Honestly, it does a lot of damage to the enemies that will hurt you the most. The lower, not the heaviest, the guys that will overwhelm you. But that's pretty much it for this video. And going ahead and extract here. And thank you for watching. We'll see some stats here and what we did. versus this faction. Overall, I don't know what you think about the arc thrower guard dog, but I really enjoyed this match. I've got a bot match I'm gonna upload. We're able to get everything done in that scenario. And let this play out. And until next time, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for some more Helldivers.